afternoon, I'm Jasmine Buck and welcome to Griffith University News. It's the latest diet trend causing scandal in the Australian health industry. Dividing nutritionists and personal trainers nationally, the paleo diet is the newest eating trend, sparking controversy in the Gold Coast. Kenzie Osborne has more.
It's the controversial caveman way of eating that is rapidly taking the health and fitness world by storm. It's got the Dietitians Association of Australia up in arms and personal trainers praising. With cookbooks offering paleo-friendly recipes taking over the world and restaurants popping up left, right and centre offering diners the option of paleo-friendly dishes rich in vegetables, A-grade proteins and nuts, the paleo diet is quickly proving to be the latest trend. For personal trainer Ryan, it is proving to be beneficial for helping his clients achieve their goals.
Without the paleo diet, my clients' goals would not have been achieved so successfully. By eliminating processed foods and incorporating more lean meats and fresh vegetables, it has resulted in faster weight loss and greater energy levels.
The diet is thought to eliminate toxins and unwanted fat.
But it isn't all positives the paleo way of eating is attracting, with many nutritionists saying it's a death wish in the making.
I believe the paleo diet is not a good diet for the simple reason it deletes dairy from the diet completely, so this could cause deficiencies in certain areas, and that is why I don't think it is the most appropriate diet for everybody.
It is recommended that those wishing to undertake this diet seek medical approval before doing so.
This is Kenzie Osborne reporting for Griffith University News.
Upgrades for the 2018 Commonwealth Games have severely affected local residents in the Crestwood Heights and Parkwood areas. With such major construction taking place, one would think that renovating the local shopping complex would be a detrimental decision. Kendall Davies has the story.
The Crestwood Plaza shopping complex has been thrown in disarray with centre management approving the construction of an additional 3 shop fronts. With parking significantly reduced, the popular centre located along Olsen Avenue is under threat of losing a large number of regular customers. Existing tenants are struggling to keep sale figures up due to the inconvenience caused. Family-owned and operated Spano Super IGA is one store that has been heavily affected by this decision to extend. As the largest shop in the complex, the business has had to forfeit their roadside facing to make way for the new shops, as well as accommodate building requirements with very little notice.
Each stage of the event we've only been given very short notice, and also the fact of when we have to remove items from the side wall, they've only given us the very minimal notice and also not taken in consideration that they have rules and regulations.
Customers are furious about the decision and feel that the build is a waste of time. Many are refusing to shop during the renovation period.
The building works that's going on there at the moment is making it very difficult for me and other customers to try and get a park there, and I think that they will lose a lot of customers because of that.
The biggest concern for many is the loss of parking, as well as the increased risk of collisions.
It's a lot harder when people are trying to judge what's happening on the road, especially when it's going from 1 lane to 2 lanes to 3 lanes, and also when we're not sure when they block entrances off to our shopping centre.
With renovations expected to take, at minimum, another 8 to 10 weeks, business owners are doing all they can to let customers know they are still trading during the process. Only time will tell if the addition of the new stores will be a profitable or damaging decision. This is Kendall Davies reporting with Griffith University News.
No one likes going to the dentist, but around 40% of Australian adults face the terror at least once a year. When it comes to sourcing a denture or crown, most patients are unaware that a lot of these products come from overseas, particularly China.
A lot of Australian dentists are sending denture work overseas to be made because it is cheaper. But the patients whose work is being exported are completely unaware that this is actually happening.
There's dentists knowingly and unknowingly sending work to China. Some Australian labs aren't really Australian, that you just send them there and then they will send it to China.
Because dentists are choosing to source their work internationally, local dental technicians are losing a great amount of work.
It's basically putting us out of business.
Where local technicians used to be preferred, they are now finding it difficult to maintain their businesses. And they cannot compete with international prices because of the costs for materials.
We've seen a change where dental technicians are struggling for work we are knocking on dentists' door to get more work, but we having been forced to compete with these prices, and we just can't. There's no way.
Although it is cheaper for dental labs to send their work overseas, they are still charging the patients the same price for their dental treatment. But because it is being sent internationally, it takes around 2 weeks to be returned after postage and handling. And if there are any problems with the work, it is not as easy for it to be sent back and fixed. We tried to talk to dentists who send work internationally, but they did not want to comment. Few dentists still prefer to use local technicians because of the quality and the direct relationship that they have with them. This is Jasmine Buck reporting for Griffith University News.
Surfers Paradise nightlife has taken a hit. The infamous glitter strip has seen sales and visitors' numbers drop in the past holiday season. Rebecca Sproul has taken to the streets to find out more.
Surfers Paradise by day attracts thousands of local and international visitors. However, club closures and the commonly seen for lease signs paint a different picture of our nightlife. A town run by drugs, and local hospitality workers are blaming the media.
Which gave it more notoriety throughout the country, so then it also gave this place a bad rap, which made families more deterrent towards coming here. And then a lot of young people were looking to go somewhere else that wasn't as dirty, because that's the perspective it was given here.
Christoph Broadway, a Surfers Paradise Alliance director and club owner, believes while the April 2014 drug raids are to blame for the downturn, there are other factors contributing to these closures.
I think that the industry shifted a bit, not just with the raids. The year before we had a fire in one of the clubs in town, and as a result of that, several clubs were closed and going through renovations, and I think that put a big damper on the whole club scene in Surfers Paradise. Those clubs are now reopening and they're looking fantastic.
With the introduction of the Safe Night Out initiative in 2014, tourist numbers were expected to break records. Following Operation Kilo Fraction, these numbers dropped dramatically, and by 2015 it was a different story. However, new developments to the glitter strip means that Surfers Paradise may be able to hold on to their title as Queensland's entertainment capital for just a bit longer. Rebecca Sproul reporting for Griffith News.
With more than 3,000 participants competing over 9 divisions from across the globe, the Touch Football World Cup being held this week in Coffs Harbour is hosting a contingent of Gold Coast players representing Australia. Brooke Pensini reports.
An elite Gold Coast contingent is set to represent Australia in the upcoming Touch Football World Cup. The team will include former Gold Coast Titans players Scott Prince and Peter Norman, who will captain the squad. For Peter, it has been a tough road to reach his dreams of representing Australia after previously making the team in 2011 but having to withdraw after being signed with the Titans and suffering an injury-prone career.
Very excited for the World Cup. It's been 4 years since the last one when I had to pull out to play for the Titans, so it's always been a goal of mine.
Competing against 25 nations over the week-long event, the side is quietly confident but are pinning New Zealand as their toughest competition.
The competition we'll be playing against the World Cup is New Zealand. We versed them last year in the Trans-Tasman where we beat them 3-0 in Mudgee.
Young gun Cameron MacDonald will also wear the green and gold, happy to share the experience with fellow Gold Coast players.
Having 2 guys from the Gold Coast in my team helps us bring together our combinations because we have been playing together for so long.
For Cameron, having 2 ex-professional rugby league players in the team is a huge advantage.
Having ex-professional football players like Pete and Scott have really brought a professional atmosphere to the team.
The Touch Football World Cup, held every 4 years, will be hosted in Coffs Harbour, marking the 30th anniversary of the event. With the side set to defend its world title, the elite Gold Coast contingent led by Peter Norman should ensure that once again Australia wins the World Cup. I'm Brooke Pensini for Griffith University News.
Surfing is little more than a recreational pastime for most kids. But now, with the help of Palm Beach Currumbin High School's Surfing Excellence program, an exchange student from Japan is setting his sights on the top of the sport. Drew Adler reports.
At only 16 years of age, Kota Ida is already proving that he has what it takes to represent Japan on the World Surf League Tour. At Palm Beach Currumbin High School, Kota has been taking advantage of the Surfing Excellence program, which has produced some of the world's best surfers.
PBC, Palm Beach Currumbin High School, has surfing program, and there's good environment for like improving my surfing.
Yeah, I mean the ultimate goal is to try and get as many surfers as equipped as possible to have the best chance at a world qualifying level or at a world title level.
Kerry Connolly has taken many Japanese exchange students into her home, but says there's something very special about Kota.
Dakota's my 8th international student, but the only long-term one. He's the best I have ever had. The best.
Recently there's been a strong contingent of Japanese surfers knocking on the door for qualification. It seems it's only a matter of time before Japan is represented on the world stage.
He's definitely got some really good qualities that potential champions need to have.
If I make world tour, I think many Japanese know about surfing, so yeah, that's my dream.
One thing is certain, the future is bright for Kota Ida. Drew Adler, Griffith University News.
The road to Rio is fast approaching, and local Gold Coast athlete Cameron McAvoy has his sights set on the 2016 Games, where he hopes to feature in the men's 100 and 200 metre freestyle. Sarah Friend reports.
Some of you may know him as the face of the Griffith University ad, but this young athlete, Cameron McAvoy, has sights set for the 2016 Rio Olympics.
The biggest difference between the preparation of the 2012 Olympics and the preparation for next year's Olympics is that in 2012 I went in as a relay swimmer who was unknown in the world of swimming.
With his home club supporting him, McAvoy is now pipped as one of the favourites leading into the 2016 Games.
Me and my coach Richard are knuckling down and focusing on the 100 metre and 200 metre freestyle individual races, and we're looking at coming out and hopefully getting an Olympic individual berth in those two races for the first time.
I reckon you can do a couple of PBs in these races, yeah, hopefully bring back a couple of medals.
Inspiring others, McAvoy's career has gone from strength to strength, impressing a home crowd at last year's Pan-Pacific titles here on the Gold Coast.
The biggest highlight of my swimming career so far has been the Pan-Pacific Championships on the Gold Coast last year, where I went up against the Olympic champion, the world champion and the greatest swimmer of all time, and came out with a gold medal.
Been waiting to do this, and now he does it. There's Richard Scarce, his coach. Palm Beach Currumbin, the clubbies are out there.
Less than a year now to the Rio Olympics, McAvoy and coach will be going above and beyond into seeing him secure a spot on the 2016 team. The future definitely looks bright for this young swimmer. I'm Sarah Friend, this is Griffith University News.